Hey, everybody, this is Coach Carlos, and I'm here back with you today to give you a quick tip that you can implement tomorrow. Today's tip you can implement tomorrow. So I was reading a book, and I want to recommend this book to you. It's a business book, but it's called The One Thing, and it's by Gary Keller. It's the number one Wall Street Journal bestseller. It says The One Thing, the surprising simple truth behind extraordinary results by Gary Keller. Now, there are a lot of good tips in here, but I want to recommend this book because there's something that he says in there that I think could be very helpful for you tomorrow and going forward. So remember, whenever I'm talking with you, I'm trying to give you something quick, something easy you can implement. Well, he says in order to catapult his team forward in becoming the number one real estate broker in the United States, was he got to the point, long story short, is that he got to the point where he began to ask himself, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing so makes everything else easier or unnecessary? Well, I thought that was brilliant. Now, this is after him going through all these motivational gurus and going through all these business strategies and implementing all these software programs and so on and so forth. And now as I was reading it, I'm thinking about what happens to us as educators. It's another solution in a box that we have to open up and implement. And sometimes the solution is so very easy and it's right in front of our face. Well, he breaks this thing down so easy. And he started off by he and his team every single morning after they decided what their end of their goal was or what their goal was, they asked themselves every single day, what's the one thing I can do today such that by doing it makes everything else I have to do easier or unnecessary? Well, I played around with that and said, could it work for us in education? Think about this for a second. Every day for 1 week, begin asking yourself, break things down to the lowest common denominator. After you already set your goals, what are your academic goals? What are your behavioral goals? Once you set them, let's reverse engineer that down and start asking yourself this simple question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing that can make everything else I have to do easier or unnecessary? Well, in the coming weeks, in my quick tips, I'm going to give you some answers to that. But begin by asking yourself that answer, that question. What's the one thing, based on your goals up here, what's the one thing that I need to do such that by doing that will make everything else easier and unnecessary? Stay tuned, because our next quick tip, I'm going to start sharing with you what you can do. This is Coach Carlos. Be blessed and powerful.